Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit special. Today we got a little bit of a treat. We're going to be looking into just some of the most mind-boggling criminal fails that will have you wondering exactly what were they even thinking. So let's dive into Reddit's own subreddit, Facepalm. Now the first story we're going to be talking about actually takes us to McDonald's, where a man ends up calling 911 over some cold french fries. Yes, he ends up calling 911, only for the police to discover that he's a wanted man and end up arresting him. So let's check out the clip.
Alright, Mr. Sims, come over here. I'm gonna have you sign this.
Now looks like right here, they're doing just some
No, sir.
basic.
Come over here. I'm gonna have you sign this real quick.
They're having him sign like a pretty routine thing, or at least he thinks they are. At this point, they've already ran his name through the system, and they found out he's actually a wanted man for murder.
Why are you afraid? 3 years, sir. Alright,
Now my boy here seems really terrified and really scared of the police.
I know how to fit. Am I ready? Yeah.
And this is where the real trouble comes in. He starts to panic. He starts to run. You should know, running will do him no good here. And obviously the guy here realizes that the car might be the best option here.
6-2 Kennesaw, call cop.
Now keep in mind, this all literally stems from cold french fries. This man wanted some cold...
Contact!
This man went through all this trouble because his fries were a little cold. Any other normal person would have gone inside and asked for a refund, asked for some new french fries, you know, get them fresh.
Do not move! Do not move!
And I'm sorry, but the guy gets injured, but his yell is just absolutely like, it gets me. And honestly, here's the only takeaway from this. If your french fries come out cold, just go inside, ask for some new fries. Or you might be like this guy. But I guess really though, don't commit crimes like murder. That's pretty good. That's pretty good advice, I think. Now this next one's actually pretty famous, so I'd be very curious of how many of you guys have even heard of it. Yeah, no, this one was pretty famous for just a bit of time. But in this instance, is the man really the dumbest criminal ever? And this story is about a man who, for 13 years, goes by with the authorities completely forgetting to imprison him. Now he ends up living a pretty normal life. Even ends up calling to remind the police that, hello, I'm waiting here. I'm waiting for something. But in this instance, the facepalm really goes to the authorities. Now this man's name is Cornelius Michael, aka Mike Anderson III, and he was convicted of armed robbery back in 2000, but spent the next 13 years wondering when the heck they were gonna take him. He actually ends up having a whole family, starts businesses, all sorts of stuff, and and look at this man. Is this a man who deserves to be in prison? Honestly, there's no good answer to that. Perhaps, perhaps not, I don't even know, but that's not even the point. But this man right here, he did his due. I bet you right now that he was psychologically tortured the whole time. Think about it. Any little second, you go to prison. Now, he did end up serving a little bit. If we were to believe some of the Reddit users, he did end up serving 10 months before he was released. So, you know, he did his time. And now in this type of situation, I can't honestly even think about how you forget to get a man sent him to prison for 13 years. How does that even happen? I don't even understand. Sometimes the prison system just makes zero sense. I'm left wondering who exactly is running the place. Now, I'm really curious. Do you guys think he should not have to serve now that it's been 13 years? He reminded them that he needed to be in prison. He called, asked what the holdup was. Now this next one is going to be an absolute major facepalm when we have a group of diners who decided to dine and dash, the classic eat and beat it. Yeah, no, these guys thought they were pretty smooth, except here's one little problem. In fact, I'm not even gonna let you know what the problem was. Roll the clip. Now, perhaps I should give you some insight exactly on what's going on here, but this is right after they've already dined and dashed. So it's a bit confusing. At least it was for me. Probably isn't for you guys, but yeah. So this is directly as they're coming back, I believe. So if you notice here, there is an empty table there, but we have a group here who decide to come back, and at first she's just trying to get the key, but all of her friends are there with them. And then right away we got the server who rush in. I had to rewind this clip once because even I was like, "What the hell?" No, I was confused. I was real confused. But look right here, we have the server rushing in, and it's like, But my thing is, it took a while. They probably could have gotten the keys and then dipped. That actually probably was a possibility. But yeah, no, essentially, they tried doing it, but in total facepalmness, they had to come back because they had forgotten their stupid keys. So, yeah, their plan went down the hatch. And now, I wouldn't say they tried to sneak back, you know. If that's sneaking, then, man, they're just like, you know, then they, in this life, they just weren't meant to be thieves because that's the worst sneaking ever. Sending someone for recon, but automatically sending your whole posse right after, bad, bad. So honestly, it's one of those type of situations where I just start to wonder. I'm like, I didn't know you could feel so bad at being a criminal, but you forget one of the more important parts of the job. You can't rob a place and walk away forgetting your getaway car at the scene. That doesn't make any sense. And our next dumb criminal is one that honestly, not only is this guy dumb, but he should borderline probably be in prison for being a shit human being. And we'll roll the clip here because he's interesting. But you know what? I think you will need context for this one. So yeah, this is what happened. We have an 18-year-old guy who breaks into some property, jumping a fence, and he kills a mother swan and steals the 4 babies they had. Now, during the rest, this guy's doing nothing but smiling, just has a. And now, not to mention, it's just like terrible to be killing animals like that, but this was actually a very famous swan lineage that dates back 100 years plus. So if there was ever a douchebag of the video, this guy's gonna be number one. Now why don't we smile and laugh at this guy? But as you can see, he's just smiley diley, you know? Yeah, look at me, I killed some swans. I'm a piece of shit, I'm a piece of shit, I'm a piece of shit, walking down the street, walking down the street. And now, yep, get him into police custody because that's what it should be, bruv. They should get him in there. Get him in there. I want to see. Is he still smiling? Are you smiling, big guy? Are you smiling? Come on, guy. You smiling? Oh. It's kind of hard to tell. Oh, yeah, and then that's the picture of the swan and his babies. It's really a sad tale. It really, really sucks. Especially if you're at all, I don't know, a normal human who doesn't like to see innocent animals slaughtered for literally no reason. But if we were to believe another Reddit user, because you know these Reddit users are definitely super credible, then we do find out he was charged with 3rd-degree larceny, which is a felony, 2nd-degree criminal mischief, another felony, 5th-degree conspiracy, it's a misdemeanor, 3rd-degree trespass, which is another misdemeanor. And you know what? If we were, I want to choose to believe him because it is much deserved. They deserve this. Now I've kind of decided to leave who I think is the dumbest one of the bunch. Um, because not only is he just the dumbest one, but the crime is actually pretty severe as well. So this guy is infamously known, I think, within some communities because of how just dumb you can be, especially when you're conspiring or you make up a plan to do something as horrific as this. This guy ends up killing his wife. That's the guy. That's the crime this guy's charged with. He killed his wife, and in honestly, double facepalm. The reason this guy gets caught is just, I mean, you're gonna be facepalming for the rest of the day probably. So essentially, what's happening right now is he's in the courtroom and they're reading out his Google searches that morning of the crime. So let's just watch.
On January 1st, defendant Googled using his son's iPad. Some of the searches
Brian,
are as follows.
look at his
Keep in
face,
mind
man.
that
He's got
defendant
one ugly
said he
looking
left at
face.
6 a.m. At 4:55 a.m.
His
on
chin just
January
wants to get
1st,
out of his
he
throat.
searched how long before a body starts to smell. At 4:58 a.m.
Right now, he's going
how
through
to
his
stop a
mind, just
body from decomposing.
he's
At
just thinking
5:20
about.
a.m. he
It's like,
searched how to
damn,
drown a
I knew I
body.
should have clicked that delete
At
Google history.
5:47 a.m., 10 ways to dispose of a dead
This is a
body
man who's
without
obviously
nature.
familiar with all the P
At
sites.
6:25 a.m. on the 1st, how long for someone to be missing to inherit? At 6:34
This is a
a.m. on the
man whose
1st,
hairline
can
has
you throw
completely
away body
abandoned its
parts?
course.
At 9:29 a.m., what does formaldehyde do? At 9:34 a.m. on the 1st, how long does DNA last? At 9:59 a.m.,
This is a man who's
can
alive,
identification be made
but his
from
body's
partial
like, nah,
remains?
bruh, I'm
At
good.
11:34 a.m., dismemberment and the best ways to dispose of a body. At 11:44, how to clean blood from wooden floor. At 11:56 on the 1st, luminol to detect blood. At 1:08, what happens when you put body parts in ammonia? At 1:21 p.m., is it better to throw crime scene clothes away or wash them? Those were on the January 1st. There was also information gained from the defendant's phone, which showed on January 2nd, he was at Home Goods in Norwell, where he purchased 3 rugs.
And this is one of those things where I'm like, I'm just wondering and wondering exactly how do you even manage to do this? Like, I get, I get that some people commit murder out of the heat of the moment. Yes, these guys will go to prison forever, right? But my thing is, if you're planning these things out to the point of like literally needing to Google search all this stuff, how did you not end up with a Google search to figure out how to get rid of the Google searches? My guy, everyone and their mama, we all grew up as through their teenage lives knowing the Google delete button. Obviously, this is an instance where you're gonna have a bunch of tech guys going through the computers like crazy. So who am I to know, right? He could have done that, but maybe it's so basic. You know, a lot of people think you go incognito and you're free, and like nobody can see what you're doing. But the reality is, you definitely can. There's ways around it. But yeah, my guy Brian Walsh, you are definitely the facepalm, the dumbest criminal of the bunch. And for that, I award you this fake crown. Take it with pride. Maybe next time there'll be somebody a little more dumb than you. In this instance, you're the guy. And that was the collection of some of the dumbest criminals of all time, according to the subreddit Facepalm. But yeah, no, I appreciate you guys joining in here in the video. Go ahead and like the video if you liked it, and like it if you didn't like it. Just keep liking the button. Make sure you subscribe if you aren't by chance subscribed. I don't know why you would be. It's why would you not be subscribed? And comment which one did you think was just the dumbest, or which one did you think was like not deserving to be on here? Thanks for joining me, guys. This has been Miguel, and I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.